Hi there Aries, thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 22nd of February. The Sun moved into the sign of Pisces last week, which for you is a period potentially or an opportunity to review and reflect. But you have Venus and Mercury in a much more bubbly part of your scope in the sign of Aquarius. So I feel the central issue this week is more about who you spend time with. And it's really an issue of quality over quantity. Trust is an important thread in any good relationship. And the full moon, which occurs on Monday, could bring into the open a situation which is a little bit trying for you. It may be something to do with your work, quite frankly, especially if you work with people that you don't particularly like, or there are structures that are quite draining and limiting. There's quite a lot of rules and regulations. You can be much more sensitive to these, and therefore it's going to be important to create the time away from work to give yourself a diversion to feed your spirits. Because in the second half of this week, the Sun is going to be combining with Neptune, and this can be an extraordinarily draining influence. Your physical vitality may drop, your motivation can go down. However, your psychic antenna can really be extended, and this can see you picking up on all sorts of issues, but the key is how you're going to digest them. But anything to do with your personal organisation in life, fitness and health matters, don't just look through it through the prism of practicality. Look through the prism of spirituality, how things affect you, whether situations really do you some good or they do just leave you feeling very depleted. If there's someone who always leans on your shoulder, for example, but never seems to even ask how you are, that's the type of character that you need to reinforce your boundaries around. And yet there are some very good influences this week, especially with Mercury, which angles up brilliantly with Saturn and also with Uranus in your sign. So when it comes to your long-term plans, if they're a bit more innovative or technical, or involve cooperation with people who are quite far-sighted, this can be a week where the planning you do behind the scenes can be very important to your future progress. Also, Jupiter and Pluto are forging a fantastic alliance in the second half of this week, and this can give you the energy and drive, even at its lowest point, to focus on something that's really important to you, to the exclusion of everything else. But that's the key. Don't spread yourself too thin. Don't get sucked into someone else's guilt trip. Be very sensitive about your own emotional and spiritual needs. If you do need a few moments of peace and quiet, try to grab it, and don't be guilty about stepping back at some points of the week. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.